During the daytime, when we're awake, our blood samples contain little or no melatonin. But at night, if it's dark, we produce abundant amounts of it.
The normal production of melatonin is what's called a circadian rhythm. Production of melatonin is high during the nighttime, low during the daytime. But we've altered our light-dark environment. The eyes exposed to light at night will cause a very rapid and very strong suppression of this hormone.
By exposing human test subjects to light in the middle of the night, scientists can show how light at night causes a suppression of our melatonin levels, similar to what happens during the day. Dr. Brainerd's lab began collecting 3 types of blood samples. Blood collected during the daytime, when melatonin levels are low. Blood collected during the night, in darkness, when melatonin levels are high. And blood collected during the night after patients are exposed to light, when their melatonin levels are low. These samples, from healthy young graduate students, were then sent to another scientist named Dr. David Blask.
The shift work data suggested that there's something about shift work that may be associated with increased risk of breast cancer, certainly, and maybe other cancers as well. And there's really no good way to test that in human beings. And so you go to animal models. So we're looking at this surface of the rat. In this region of the rat, we implant human breast cancers that have been grown in donor animals. So we have these 3 different kinds of blood samples. And we take each of these 3 blood samples and literally pump these blood samples directly through this tumor.
In the presence of nighttime blood, rich in melatonin, tumor growth was suppressed. But in the presence of blood from patients exposed to light at night, with lower melatonin levels, tumor growth was rapid and fatal.
Tumors that may ordinarily be dormant and not very active because melatonin is around, if the melatonin is suppressed, these tumors then become active all the time.
If light, and we're still at the hypothesis level, if light exposure at night is a risk factor for a woman to develop breast cancer or for a man to develop prostate cancer, if that's true, then we really need to know how much light and what quality of light and how often and at what time of night it is most problematic.
The World Health Organization has named overnight shift work as a probable carcinogen, which was enough to make me wary of the light trespassing into my bedroom at night. For the first time in the history of the planet, more people live in cities now than in the countryside. These photographs were taken by an astronaut named Don Pettit aboard the International Space Station, looking down on the constellation of humanity. Across the world, light is used as a measure of progress, of development. But at this point, though we might love the light, we might also need the dark.